17 people signed up.
Oh, really?
I just kind of want to be ready. I don't know.
Yeah, you finished a little.
Hello. I'll be talking up here.
Just in your front. No, no.
Hi, I'll be presenting to you, Yanina and Dean. Yeah, you know what? I bet I could line.
No, no.
Well, I think I just should go ahead and get started. It's 5 minutes after 2. Anybody comes, I can just run in later. We're, 17 people signed up, so if they come 17, it's a lot. There's no real advertising here.
Yes.
So I'm kind of happy. My name is Podraza, and this is Yanina. And also Ireland. What we have in common, all three of us have graduated from the Institute of Integrated Nutrition. Well, he's not quite sure yet, but we work at the Institute of Integrated Nutrition, and we study to be certified holistic health practitioners, basically health coaches, health counselors. And our company, How Nutrition, is back to the basics, how standing for Hippocrates' original way. And a lot of things in our medical system that are not working. And part of the discussion I can hear with opinions about Obama healthcare. But many years now, the politicians and healthcare professionals admit that the system is not working, it's not making us healthy. It's working and it's making money within the system, but now even the doctors are not making money. It's a lot of statistics about doctors retiring early and getting out because of drugs being advertised on television, people coming in asking for certain medications, and the insurance company ruling over what they do. So basically, again, it's not fully designed to make people healthy. Now, Obama healthcare, on the other hand, is controversial. Does it or doesn't? A lot of people are up in arms because forcing people to pay for health insurance. Especially younger people, maybe if they're healthy, they're paying for other people. I myself basically would like health insurance on myself for catastrophes. But as far as paying monthly so I can get drug prescriptions, for almost nothing, or I could see doctors, well, I just don't need it up to this point. I can't say what's going to happen in the future, but I don't need it. For that reason, I need it for a catastrophe. that direction I'm a little bit opposed to. So back to our original philosophy, how nutrition, we believe that, well, we know, it's a fact, that the body is programmed to take care of itself. And that's lost in the medical healthcare system. So if you go back to basics and you listen out there, the frame of mind is what I'm hearing from so-and-so politician or for so-and-so drug ad. Am I listening to something that's going to help my body heal itself? Or am I listening to somebody trying to make money, or somebody, or something that is going to hit a symptom and not the cause of what's going on, not helping the body heal itself? So if you go from that standpoint, it'll give you an outlook of how to assess things. And so that's at the core, the body healing itself. Right now, our body's at a pretty, around 98 point something temperature. Went outside this heat, guess what? Our body will pretty much remain at that temperature. If we have this in the middle of January, it's 20 below, we go out to 20 below, guess what the body's doing? 98 point something. And our blood, the pH value, this alkaline acidity of the blood is precise, goes a little off, we don't get sick, we get dead. And the body's doing all this stuff to regulate it. The mind over the body, too. So when I'm talking about the body, I'm talking also about the mind, part of the body. The mind, okay, so let me start with the negative. The negative is, a negative example would be many people dying after the spouse dies. Have you ever heard about those things?
Yeah.
One dies, the other one dies. Heard that? Where is that coming from? From here, mostly from here. But turn that around. Think what the mind can do in the other direction that we're not being aware of. The mind can also heal the body. And again, you go to a doctor's office, and the doctor's stuck. He does what he does, not educated in nutrition, basically, unless he took some special classes. And he will, you're sick, you're in pain, of course, he's going to help you in his way with the medications or whatever. So it is what it is as far as the medical system goes. I'm here today, again, to introduce you to how nutrition. And just before we start the discussion, I would like to not continue to knock the system and the doctor, but again, give that outlook of how people are talking, where they're coming from, and then also think this: well, what do I put in my mouth and eat that's going to help the body heal itself? Well, guess what? The body is programmed with the food, with the whole foods, to heal itself. Okay, I'm saying something so obvious. Did you ever hear this? An apple, broccoli, unless the apple is loaded with pesticides or broccoli, assuming that you just have the whole food that has some nutrients from the soil, because again, we got another issue of the soil, genetically modified foods in the soil being not nutritious for food. But if we had a whole food, that food is programmed with the body, in tune with the body. So guess what? If you eat some chemical, you will get confusion in the body. The body gets confused. So the more you can, the basic philosophy, the more you can go to whole foods, the better. We can't be perfect. We have money constraints. We have time constraints. But the thing is, if you fall into the trap of money and time only, well, then you're going to buy a McDonald's Happy Meal with a shake for, what does that come to? Less than $5, I think. Okay? Or go here for raspberries and pay $4 for a little thing of raspberries. What's wrong with this picture? The meat is raised with corn. The beef is raised with corn in South America. Where do they get the grain for the meat? shipped from the United States all the way there. The cattle's raised there, has to be given antibiotics, and the cattle's not supposed to eat the corn, it's supposed to eat the grass. Then what happens is, it's got to be shipped back over here. How can that hamburger be so cheap and last so long? The guy found in his pocket a few months later and ate it. How could that happen? How could that be a natural thing to do? So, and how could that be afforded? Well, the government sponsors it. So our government is part of this to protect this. Remember, government is, okay, let's go back to business. What legally are businesses responsible for? To make us healthy or make money? For the shareholders. Legally, it's right there. That's it. So we have, and the government cooperates in that endeavor. Just got nothing to do someday. Go look at the research and the history of the tobacco industry. How about, and by the way, we as consumers are also very powerful, because when things are introduced and then they're publicized, like trans fats or non-sodium glutamate, when people get educated, they read it, they won't buy it. And boy, then the industry scuffles to make. So we do have power as consumers, but we have to be educated. But the government, back to the government, with the tobacco industry, if the government would have just came out with all the information, a lot of people would have stopped smoking, and the kids, they wouldn't let the kids smoke. And they would have done certain things, but they let them advertise to the kids. So in 1984, a study was done, and the kids were as familiar with Joe Campbell as Mickey Mouse. The government was protecting the tobacco industry. My common sense would say, you know, let the government let the information out about tobacco and the tobacco industry. Let the information out, and then maybe the tobacco industry would have to adjust. You know what? Maybe they would have to grow something else. Maybe they could grow broccoli. Or maybe they could grow, right? But that never happened. Never happened. And then there's the whole, I don't think I've heard about the scam they were doing with the flame retardants. So that was part of the tobacco industry. Well, quickly, to divert the controversy of smoking being bad for you, they went to how many people were smoking in bed and dying, and this tobacco industry turned that around. Well, we need flame retardants and everything. And they just perverted the whole argument about smoking being bad for your lungs. So it's just a history since the 1950s. Okay, only I am older than it. But anyway, yes, it's quite a story. So where we're at now is, again, my philosophy is whole foods in the body as much as possible. Raw is better. They have scales around whole foods. You want to know kale will be more nutritious than lettuce and all those things. But we find as health counselors that people don't like the taste. Kale could be the only thing you have to eat the rest of your life. If they don't like the taste, you're not going to eat it. So the point is, when we health counsel, we make small changes and we find these things out. One case, I had somebody at counsel that completely reversed their diabetes. Right? They weren't taking the shots, they were taking medications, completely reversed. And of course, the medical system says basically you can't reverse diabetes. That's how you let people are doing it now. And what that person did was made small changes by an individual for him, and worked out fine. He's still on medications. He's doing fine. So, and also a side note of that I would like to say is, we like the idea for some people to lose weight because they lose weight, they feel better. programs. Diets don't work. What we say is, we change the diet, get less confusion in the body, and there's a lot of side effects of that. Side effects, you don't have confusion in the body, you probably won't get diabetes, you probably have antioxidants go up, you won't get cancer, you won't get heart disease because your arteries won't be clogged, and you'll probably lose weight because your body will go back to homeostasis and you'll probably lose weight that way. And again, I am not totally against medical doctors because there's something called HCG for heavier people that are in a fat storage mode that need to turn this around, and they have to take some, a little stronger stuff than just to change your diet. So again, I'm just saying the overall picture has to change. So finally, what mainly I'm here for, after all my talking, I didn't need to talk this much, but once I go off on this stuff, people go on and on. And I haven't even gotten emotional yet. Right? Okay, but we would like the wellness center in the Schaumburg area, probably. Talk to doctors and have some financing. And we'd like to get eventually a medical doctor involved. And I talked to 2 medical doctors that could stand up and tell you what I'm saying here right now. A 33-year-old medical doctor, a doctor that's, she's nearly as old as I am. She's still practicing. But they were at the Freedom Health Expo here in Schaumburg a couple weeks ago, and I talked to them individually, and they were saying, so there's medical doctors out there that are on board with this approach. So wouldn't it be great if you could go to a wellness center, have a medical doctor check you out, and have holistic health practitioners there constantly providing individuality in groups. Fortunately, insurance doesn't cover too much of it. But prevention, how much does prevention work? So we have some different modalities, meditation, yoga, there's possibilities there, chiropractor, and all working in the same synergistic way to help each other get clients and help the clients get help. One thing we like, one thing we will have is Yanina. Yanina's holistic esthetician. So maybe you can explain what you do.
Yeah, I think how we look, this depends not what kind of cream we using or diet. Basic is diet, like food can be poison and can be medicine. And food very important when your body in nutrients completely absorption, yeah. And your skin and your mood, because depends how we look, I think very often women feel that. When she look okay, when she happy with her look, and she more happy on the outside, at work, with children, with grandchildren, and just basic like about food. And the sports cream very important, but food in the first. Because you can eat meat, raw, and drink soda, and a lot of sugar taken in your body. And go and buy expensive cream, go to cosmetologist every week. And this is very small help, like 15%. But when you eat right food and your body is in harmony and no confusion in the body, very easy care about your skin too. So very important. Massage therapy for your skin, for your body, for muscles, like for the whole body, for blood circulation, for the face, same way, blood circulation. How the blood feeding itself. And yeah,
Hello,
yeah, okay. And let me answer questions somebody because my English maybe I probably just talk a lot, but I'd be glad to have you answer the question what the issue is about.
Do you have any questions from you?
Yeah.
Well, do you have any general questions about anything?
So is this place open already, or it's gonna be open?
We have.
Is the one down in Wilmette?
No, that, okay.
So I'm seeing on the back of you,
Yeah.
Schaumburg and Wilmette. Are
Right.
either of those open?
Those are not, okay, they're open for health counseling only. The wellness center will be a bigger operation. Chiropractor.
Like one location for everything?
Right.
Would that include like, nutritional, like,
Yes, classes for food.
Yeah.
that's a big transition, whole foods and only versus vegetables, and what do I do with that after a while? I'm kind of nervous about that, because I also have a 12-year-old, 7 days a week, and I also have an 84-year-old mom that we live together, so the nutrition needs are very different, so education is going to be important to me.
Yes.
It's very important for you when you talk to the mom because when she home down, can afford some more food and very important what she needs, how she feels. And this is prevent disease too.
Right.
I just thought one question, when you have this open, do you have to be a member, like to come in there, is it a monthly fee or anything like that?
We have planned different phases. If somebody comes in ill, we'll probably see the medical doctor first. Okay, I mean, because there might be something that needs immediate attention, let's face it.
Yeah.
If somebody gets bit by a dog or rabies, come into the wellness center and say, well, I'm starting to eat broccoli, it's not going to work. You have to treat, the immediate cause. And so there'll be that phase. But then there'll also be like cooking classes and things like that, where we would have to develop, since it's a group situation, we would develop, really we're talking about dealing with an illness versus prevention. Probably that was it. For the prevention, I think you're suggesting is what we've been considering. Right? More of a membership. How to stay healthy. And I'm not going to say what's more important because, something's wrong with, something happens to your daughter, you're not going to come to our wellness clinic, you're going to go to the emergency room. So there's different needs, different things. We want to be as much preventative as we can, but we want to have a medical doctor on board to help out.
So is this place going to be like integrated medicine where it's conventional and also naturopathic?
Yes. That's the plan.
Okay.
But again, the doctors, the two, I don't found two, they're few and far between. But the two doctors that I found so far that are on this wavelength, they have a holistic frame of mind, but they're educated in treatment of the traumas and the illnesses and disease immediately.
It's hard to find a doctor that does both. I mean, it's starting to get more popular. Some doctors now starting to do integrated, but it's not really possible.
I know, and this is, I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you heard of this.
Right.
There are institutes around the country. This area is, Illinois is kind of few and far between as far as medical doctors actually doing this. Like Thai Sophia Institute, they just commented on the Obamacare. The landmark Supreme Court decision to affirm the Affordable Care Act will allow the transformation of health care from a system focused on disease to a system focused on prevention and wellness. Those are some very big words, but this is coming from an institute that's optimistic that they're going to lead the way. Well, I would like to be subscribed to this, and a lot of people are really knocking Obamacare healthcare, and maybe rightly so. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not happy that I'm paying for health care of people that are poisoning themselves day by day and running to the doctors day by day without any direction of true health. So I could be paying for these people. But on the other hand, I need my health insurance for if something traumatic happens to me. But again, so I just read this is hot off the internet, and again, you meet pros and cons of this thing. So we're trying to stay optimistic. We're trying to have a philosophy of loving and fearing like on a meeting. Go through ourselves, relationships, or in a wellness center, in a group setting. Things would be you can put on a meeting. Loving or fearing. And I think that a lot of the health system now is very fearing. Fearing to make money. Doctors are put in a fearing situation. They've got so many patients. They have a high malpractice insurance. They got to pay people to deal with health insurance, and it's just not very easy. So a lot of fearing situation. We want a loving situation. I'm idealistic, but I've had a business before. It was the idea was nothing like health as many years ago. It had to be beanie babies, but it was a loving situation, and we did a big business, real big on the internet back in 1998, and that experience just taught me that if you have open-hearted and loving, that people will come and see that you're on a certain wavelength. And as I talk to doctors and I talk to chiropractors about this, it's again having a frame of mind of looking for a certain type of person, a certain attitude. It really changes things around, and you can proceed to find the right people, and I think the cosmos sends people to me too, like my first client that we worked together in reverse with diabetes. So it just things seem to line up. I think this wellness center may line up. I don't know how fast it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to conform. And we have another sticking point. We have a Senate bill 2936, which I'm suspicious of who the lobbyists are. See, our nutrition is not sponsored by any of the big companies. We're just doing our thing. Registered dietitians, for example, it's kind of negative. Okay, they have sponsorship. Okay, I'll tell you what. I won't say you go look online if you want to find out the sponsorship. The American Dietitians. Okay, so I'll just leave it like that. So we have no sponsorship. We're trying to do the right thing. I think the right thing pays off. I'm a certified financial planner also. I'm an high school teacher. I'm a certified financial planner. I do some of that, but I do it in a loving way, and I don't advertise. I've got enough people that come to me. Well, now I want my passion for my 4 children and my 4 grandchildren is a wellness center that people can go to, that you can go with your daughter and have children's classes too, and talk about what is right to eat and what is not right. There's many people in this world that have no idea how diet pop confuses the body. They think diet pop is 0. No, it's not 0. It is negative, very negative. It confuses the body, causes a lot of issues. Okay? So, okay. See, I go on. I'm sorry. Like I said, yeah, there's a question.
So you just trying to now at this point get financing, or?
I have some financing. You know what? I'll tell you what